You are now locked in to Straight Blunt Podcast.
What's up? It's Coach PR with another episode of Straight Blunt Podcast, Season 3. My co-host and my homie Nino's not here right now, but I have a guest co-host right now. It's my pleasure to introduce this R&B legend, rapper. What else he's doing? Plumbing. He's doing weed connoisseur, sheetrock, all that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? We selling nails.
Go tell the people. Nokio. What's up, bro? Thank you, man. Did I say it right, man? Nokio, man. Appreciate you for pulling up, bro.
Yes, sir.
Man, this is kind of weird, because I don't think I ever interviewed an R&B dude, bro.
Let's go. I ain't no R&B dude. So.
When I say that, somebody that did R&B.
Yeah, you know.
All right, somebody that did R&B. He said, I ain't no R&B dude. Because people, why you feel like that? Because people feel that R&B dudes are like R&B'd out. Like,
well, I mean, it's like you get like, you know, you get this certain thing where it's like, you know, and I'm not saying it's disrespectful. It's like we all like Al B. Shore.
Yeah, like
you know
softy, like sing
like
to the girl, smooth everything. Like
Yeah,
your phone, you want to pick your phone up, bro?
We all, I hope that sound go. Like we are, you know, extra smooth and you know whatever. But you know, it's like Jodeci kind of like bridged the gap.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Like Jodeci was really like the group that made it cool to be in the hood singing.
Right.
Before
Yeah.
that, it was kind of like if you ain't want to sing it to no girl, it was like, hey, dude, you can shut that up right now. We're in the cipher right now. Ain't nobody singing. We ain't even got to singing in the cipher yet.
And you from Baltimore, so I know you had like, yo, like, bro, what are you?
Man, it was crazy because like for me, like I was the only dude that could like be around the way I had blonde hair. You know, I always had my own style of dressing or whatever. But it's funny because like when the group first started coming over my house to rehearse, I'm like, look, man, y'all sing like that. I don't. So when we get off the bus, y'all got to shut up and leave the house because it's going to be dark when we done. And I'm not walking y'all back to the bus stop, and I can't guarantee your safety.
Why is that? Because you're different parts of the...
Well, yeah, I lived in West Baltimore. Everybody else lived in East Baltimore.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, not that it's like an East-West rivalry.
Right.
That, but you just don't know where you at for real. You
Right.
don't know nobody. So, you know, I hadn't had a chance at that time to like introduce them to like everybody. So, you know, you just wanted to like keep it low.
And you guys were young then, right?
Yeah,
like
we
15,
started 14. 2021, it'd be 30 years we've been together.
Damn. Did you listen to Jodeci while you were younger? Like that's what made you guys like...
Well, I mean, that was the thing. It was like Boys the Men came and they, you know, they had the harmony and everything, you know, but, you know, it was like the style of dress wasn't cool to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you saw Jodeci and they just looked like rappers that knew how to
sing. Right,
so, you know,
right.
It was like the instant connection. Like, you know, you could sing Forever My Lady and, you know, be on the corner.
Right.
You know, and not, you know.
Right, not feeling the way.
Other than that, it had to be like doo-wop and ran the trash can with the fire.
That's some New Jack City shit, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
Right.
So, you know, Jodeci definitely, you know, paved the way for, you know, dudes from, you know, hoods all over America to, you know, feel cool singing and, you know, feel like you weren't going to get ridiculed or nothing. You put on your boots like, you know, you normally would and rock out.
And so and then you guys got together and it was, Jodeci was out, then you get signed. You guys got signed to Def Jam.
We got signed to Island Black Music.
Island, which is...
It became
Def Jam, right.
Yeah.
Okay, it became, right.
So, you know, and it was crazy because Tell Me came out, and on that Eddie soundtrack, that was Jodeci's last song that they had together was on that soundtrack also. And it was like without Devontae, and they were going through, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, it was kind of hard for us at first because, I mean, especially here in New York, it was like, oh, fake-ass Jodeci.
Yeah, that's what people were comparing you to.
It was hard. It was really hard at first. Like, we out here. I remember, I think we had Tell Me out. And we was shooting the show, and we walked out on stage, and they still was booing. I'm like, the song go.
Wait, you guys got booed for that?
Man, till we opened up our mouths, and then it was like, oh, Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
Shut up.
Because you guys were really talented. Like, you could really sing. It's not like, there was
A lot
no.
of them. Well, I mean, you know, like,
But there was some good talented groups at that one point, man.
well, I mean, the thing about it was that, you know, like groups like us and 112, Jagged Edge,
Jagged
you
Edge,
know, like
Jodeci.
we were the last generation of artists to receive artist development. So, you know, it's like, it was
Spoke
from the
about
beginning,
that. Yeah,
you know, just
right.
like getting in rehearsal, like our stuff was so crazy, like, they taught us how to sing like each other. So like when we go in and do the harmony, like the way you enunciate the words and everything, like we would just sound like one person. So, you know, it was a lot of stuff, media training, you know, a lot of stuff that went into, you know, making us ready to be presented to the world. So once we got out there, we knew what to do. But a lot of times you see artists now and it's like, can you read?
Yeah, like no media training,
You can't
nothing
even
like,
sing. Like, what
yeah,
are you doing?
right.
You know, so I mean, like that's a big thing that's missing. But you know, we got lucky, and I guess that's, you know, why was it 23 years later we still
Crazy.
on the road selling
Still,
our shows.
you guys are still back together now? Because I know you was like back and forth, back.
Yeah, no, we've been on the road now since 2008 for real,
Straight.
like every weekend somewhere in the world.
So a lot of people think that you guys are still, you know, apart, broke up, like. You know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that's the way it is. You know, like you don't see, like I like to say, you don't see us in the light that you were used to.
Right. So they're assuming.
At the height of our career. So then it's like you're not around. But you know, we out here campaigning like, you know, we running for president, going city to city. You know, and every city we go to, it's like, oh man, I didn't know y'all was still together, but
Same
oh man,
thing.
y'all can still sing, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I got to see y'all. You know, still people, you know, they said 23 years later that, you know, still seeing us for the first time. So
Yeah.
you know, it's a great thing, especially now where you go out there and people singing all the songs.
All the songs, word for word, everything. You still getting panties and bras thrown at your stage or anything?
I mean, we try to avoid that.
Yeah, all right.
A little different and a little bigger.
I could imagine, but they're all grown up. Those are the fans that grew up with you
But
guys,
I mean, you know,
right?
they definitely, you know, they're not throwing their bras and panties, but they definitely still, you know, singing and screaming. They want to take the pictures. They want to hug you. They want to kiss you. You know, I'm a germaphobe, so I have a hard time. No, I'm just joking. But you know what I mean? It's a great feeling, man. It's nothing short of a blessing, man, for real.
It seems like especially with R&B artists, like groups, like they just don't never stay together for a long time. That you could go to your 60, 50 and we could go see them. Well, we didn't get that point yet, but it seems like it's just cut off so quick. And it's like the fans, you know, your fans is like kind of cheated.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, man. Like the fans, those are the people that do it for us. You know, like you know, we've had all kinds of beefs and fights, you know, like brothers over the years. But you know, they throw that dragon in the air, and it's like, you know what, man.
That's
I
it.
always tell people the crazy thing is we could literally be fighting backstage before, you know, it's time to go on. As soon as they say it's time to hit the stage, you would never
Know that y'all was
nothing
beefing.
happen.
That's brothers love. Brothers supposed to do that. Let's leave that right there. Well, we got
I mean,
mission
the people
accomplished.
don't- And then the people don't care, you know. We ain't gonna be on stage like the Five Heartbeats, like
Yeah.
ripping each other clothes.
Right.
Like, we're gonna work this into the show.
Right.
Like,
Nah.
man. We just, you know, we men, you know, you disagree, but because the fans are the ones that sustained us, it's like you gotta give them what they came to see.
Right.
Every time.
Before I get any other questions, I know that Angie Martinez, his mother,
Yeah, my son's mother.
your son's mother, she just had an accident. How's she
Yeah,
doing?
She's good, man. You know, she's taking it day by day. You know, had a real successful surgery, and now, you know, just on the
Yeah, she just had a surgery.
recovery,
All right, that's
you know.
good. Let's praise for Angie. Yes. Get better, Angie. Before we get into my other question now, top 3 R&B groups of all time. Don't put Dru Hill in there. Of all time.
All time.
All time.
That's a hard one. I mean, you gotta. I mean,
Or should I just say from the 90s up?
Well, I mean, we
And
can,
then these-
we can say that. Like if we gonna go from the '90s up, I'm gonna say 112.
In order. Number one.
No.
Give me order.
In order.
It's 3.
See, that's hard, man. I would just say, like, it would be probably 112, Jagged Edge, and then I'ma say next.
Wow, you left out Jodeci, bro.
Well, I mean, that was before us. I thought you.
I said 90s up, 90s
well,
up.
I mean, we talking about 90. We talking about 90 from 90 till now. I mean, it would definitely be Boyz II Men, Jodeci, and then Boyz II Men, Jodeci, and then it would be a toss up between 112 and Jagged.
112 Jagged Edge.
Like they would come right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Those other guys, High Five, So For Real, those were cool, but they were youngish.
Well, I mean,
had a good
like
run.
they were like High Five was like before all of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people forget about that, and shout out to High Five because they still out on the road grinding like us too. But it's like that was like early when we were still. I don't even know if we were listening to music like that as much as we did once Boyz II Men came.
Right.
But I mean, it's like songs like "Never Gonna Let You Go" from High Five, and "You're Playing Hard to Get" and "The Kissing Game" and all that. Like,
Dope songs, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't, you can never deny those hit records. Like I still sing that stuff. Like when we get a chance to do shows with them, I'm still out there, and like a little kid, I was fans of them.
Right.
When I got to, meet everybody, once we got in the industry, it's like if you're a humble dude and you got respect for your peers, then you meet these people and it's like, yo, man, I used to play your song. It's like they're looking at you like, yo, but you the shit right now. It's like, yeah, but I know, but you, man.
Right.
That's how we do. It's like it's a great brotherhood, within R&B. And not that, ain't none of us, ever beefed before, but, if you get behind closed doors, especially with me and a lot of artists, I'm cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even people that I might have halfway had beef with, it just be like for a minute or whatever.
Beef? There's an R&B beef?
Yeah, it'd be R&B sometimes, but...
Give me an example of an R&B beef.
I mean, whatever the thing...
They don't have to be those. You don't have to say who it is. Just I mean, is it like...
No, I mean, like, it was like a long time, thing that, people felt was between, like, us and Jagged Edge.
Right.
And, tell you the truth, when it come down to it, it's like, the twins, they my boys.
Right.
And, we talk all the time, and, sometimes it's like, the best way I put it is, it may be some type of beef, and it's kind of more like competition between two groups, maybe, but... when you break it down to the individuals, it's like everybody cool. So you kind of just like...
So it's an individual. It wasn't like group against group.
Well, it might be group against group, but then it's certain individuals within it that it's like, oh, man, we cool. We just want to go through. Like, yeah, all right, man. Yeah, we fighting, whatever.
Has there ever been a fight with another R&B group?
I mean, I ain't getting in ain't nobody fighting with me, so. I ain't even saying that, but we ain't even, that ain't even the thing. Like, we gonna talk before we
get to all that stuff. Let's make this money and get to it, right?
Street,
right.
We singing songs, and it don't really look right when you're like, what are you fighting? Oh, he was singing to this girl.
What the fuck, right?
That shit is stupid.
Yeah.
But no, man, I mean, for the most part, like, when we were on top, like, everybody that would come into the game, it's like, look, man, Michael Jackson is sold 100 million something records. Like, it's enough money for all us to make. Everybody, music like a drug. I come to you to hear this, I come to you to hear this. So as long as everybody doing what they gotta do, we all make money.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's like us, Jagged, 112, Next, High Five.
And you on the road with these guys? You on the road
constantly?
Damn, that's
like,
dope.
Like we at least, if we not constantly on the same shows, we at least run into each other a couple times.
Right.
And it's just love, man. Because
the groupies must be crazy on that. But when you guys were like younger, just doing it, I can just imagine. Like that's different groupies from. See, I was with G Unit, right? And it was like those girls was like with gunshots and everyone was like, saying in their hips and shit, stab wounds and shit.
Oh, yeah,
especially like buck girls, like fans. Those groupies was different. Like what I'm saying, you get gold girls.
You might get a couple of them, but it's like my man Daryl Pearson, who used to play in Swing Mob, told me when I first got in the business, he was like, no, you're going to get out here, and the same women that was running around jealously, running at the yard, they're going to have their nieces and their daughters with them, and that's just what it is. Sometimes it be a family affair.
Yeah.
And they show up whole family.
Whole groupie family.
Ready to go.
Crazy.
Ready to go.
that got many crazy groupies, man. But you know what? I want to get into it because I know you got a strain coming up and everything. Let's go. Let's talk about that. And now my co-host is here. Yes. Nino.
How you doing?
Pleasure.
Nokio, did you have fun to his music and everything?
Of course I did. I was a big.
You was a groupie too?
I was not a groupie.
Oh, okay.
Which I was listening to that. You was like, oh, the groupies must be. They're called the aunties now.
The aunties now. They're not your kids. The aunties.
Right. That's what he.
You know what? You're right.
Respectfully.
Right.
You know what I'm
Aunties. We get call them.
Because see, the group is different when you get older.
Right.
And you can't really call them because they got jobs.
Yeah.
You know
They're not looking for the same.
They got somewhere to be in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They just want to pick. They just want a quick pick.
You know,
real quick. Tell their kids that they knew you back then. I used to hang out with them.
They ain't coming upstairs.
Nah, they're not coming upstairs. Absolutely not. We call them the
Aunties
aunties now. But yes, I used to rock out to the music.
You used to rock out to the music?
Of course.
Yeah, everybody did.
Everyone did.
So now he has a weed shop.
Yes, I know. I'm very interested in learning way more about it.
You know, we a couple years ago, we helped do opening of G5 cultivation. My man G5 Larry, shout out Larry, and we kind of talked about it. You know, we threw the idea around for a while, and then you know, he called me. I called him a few months ago, and he was like, "Man, I was just talking to the geneticist," and I was like, "Well, man, I'm coming out there next week." And I went out to Vegas, and you know, we chopped it up some more. And I met the geneticist, and he was like, "Man, what color do you want it to taste like? What do you want the THC?" I was like, "Hold up, you could do all. I could have." He was like, "Look, we could give you some weed that's already done, and you can throw your name on it, or we could take a little longer process, and you will have some 1-in-1. I want the 1-in-1.
Customized to you,
customized to him himself.
But I went a little bit further. I actually have my weed cultivation license in Nevada. So I can go into any grow facility, warehouse, whatever in Nevada and grow marijuana. Like the first time I went out there, you know, I'm like cleaning the pots, you know, scrubbing the pots out, learning how to sterilize the whole grow room and all that stuff. And then, you know, I'm like potting the plants and learning about the bugs that you put inside there to kill the other bugs.
Right.
You know, so I'm like, I'm in it. Actually, Friday I'm going out there and I'm gonna be out there for 3 days to do my first harvest.
Nice.
So you know, like the first plants that we put in, they're harvesting this week, and then my plants, like we got 3-4 different ones that we going to put together. Those will be done in January. So I mean, it's been a great thing, man.
So you've been smoking since you've been out like for years.
Man,
Singing and smoking.
Singing and smoking.
Man. I was like, all right, there's something with it. There's something medicinal with it. I hadn't, you know, studied enough to like say the stuff that I know now, but I just knew that I knew it was something. Like
it was helping you.
And you know, that was the thing, and that was one of the things that really, you know, connected me and Larry, because you know, I started talking to him about, you know, my battles with depression and anxiety, and you know how, you know, I was self-medicating and didn't really know what it was, but I knew that it kept me from being over here.
Right.
And you know, a lot of times, you know, people, they drink and it's like, that's not it.
Right.
But I knew when I did that, I was okay.
That was it for you.
I mean, like I grew up in like my father sat at the table and smoked weed like cigarettes. You know, I was 5-6 years old, going down to your first floor in our building. My man Tiva, he was a vet like my father, and I go get that manila envelope.
The reefer bag. That's what it was reefer.
You know, like now we got all these guys, we roll joint real quick.
Right.
You had a 45-minute whole process. The incense burning, taking the seeds out, trying to touch your fingers. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's never, you know, marijuana has never been something that was weird to me.
Right.
And it was never something that was like, it was never overly used, or you know, it was like my father sat down and he smoked his joint and he'd go ahead about his business. So, you know, going from growing up around it, to, you know, doing whatever you do, you know, whatever.
It kind of felt
And
natural.
then it's like, I joke now with my buddies, but it's the truth. It's like, yo, I'm a legal drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took,
You are.
you know, you take all the stuff that you learn in the street and you get an opportunity to use it in a way that's not going to make you go to jail. And then, you know, it's like a lot of things that we, you know, want to do, you know, really just sitting down and talking to different doctors and figuring out how we can really integrate this into being something medicinal past, you know, the fact that they call it that when you got your card or whatever, because, you know, like they showed on CNN and all kinds of other places, something that really helps people.
Yes, it does. It really does.
The stigma is going down more and more the more affluent people
Right.
are coming out. You know, I've been smoking
Everybody's
weed
coming
for
out now,
40
right?
years.
Yeah. Now, right. It's
You
like
know
it
what I'm
was
saying? So-
embarrassing for some
Exactly.
strange
You
reason.
just
Taboo.
like
You shouldn't
taboo.
be smoking weed.
Yeah.
And you're going to
that's
jail.
like,
and-
you know, you don't
we used to get
necessarily,
picked up for nigga bags.
you know, we're a little bit older, so you don't necessarily want to be walking around smelling like Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
right,
just
right.
doing it, you know, it's a regular thing now. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that should be looked at crazy. I mean, I don't
Absolutely
think you should be
not.
riding around still, like, we're a little too old to be, like, smoking weed in your car.
Driving.
Yeah,
and shit.
no.
I told my
I mean,
friends,
you don't
"Yo,
want
still
your
do
home
that?"
to smell like a bar,
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
which
It's
is
like,
why you
what
have
is
your
wrong?
candles, your incense, so you kind of keep it cool.
Little
But
edibles, you know, something.
Right,
You know,
right.
you get your little vape, you know, keep the smell
it
down.
low
but,
key.
I mean, it's a regular
just
thing
says
now.
the
Yeah,
same
and I
thing.
much rather, you know, even with my friends, it's like, you know, look, man, let's kind of get away from the liquor. Like, we're
Yes,
gonna drink, we're gonna
please.
drink socially. I tell people
Agreed.
like, a lot of
Little
times, I tell
sip.
people,
Agreed,
you do
yeah.
it when you out having fun. You shouldn't be in your house
A glass of
drinking
wine,
a fifth
cool.
of Henny.
Henny.
Yeah,
the whole bottle by
yeah.
yourself, like, yo, come on.
Ain't
man.
no
11
TV
a.m.
on,
TV.
no music, nothing. You ain't no PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? You just look
It's a
like
bottle
you
of
in
Henny.
church by yourself.
at least it's like wake and bake. You
Yeah,
wake
yeah.
up with a bottle 10 a.m.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
morning
otherwise.
time.
You know,
drinking.
I mean, you know, like I drank heavy
But
for
I get
like
it.
years.
Yeah.
And like I was one of them people that like I woke up in the morning and whatever I had next to the bed is what the liquor went with. So if I had some Kool-Aid, with Hennessy and Kool-Aid, Hennessy and coffee, Hennessy and all the
Stale
soda
milk.
that-
Stale milk.
No, I ain't never drink milk, so I ain't get lost in that. You know what I'm saying? But that's
that
just
was
what
it
you
at
do.
some point. Yeah,
But
no,
then
I got
you
it,
know, you
yeah.
wake up one day and it's like I tell my friends now, like nobody says, yo, I can't wait to drink all this liquor so I can wake up with this hangover.
Yeah,
in the morning.
yeah.
Or yo, I
Yeah.
can't wait
Wait
till
till
I
that-
throw up.
Right.
It
It's
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at
Man,
all.
like I ain't drink, you smoke your weed, go ahead, but might spend $20, $25, $30 at 7-Eleven maybe
Yeah.
sometimes, but that's about it.
Yeah,
if you want to
I
be
get it.
where you at.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know what I'm
Having
saying?
a good
Like,
time. You want to
yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to have a good
Cool.
time.
I'm right here,
I remember going to all
exactly,
those
yeah.
Jamaican parties
Yeah,
and all that
party,
stuff,
like-
and no fight would break out because it's all, you know,
Well, everybody's
everything's
irie.
irie.
Everything's
We're
irie.
smoking, everything cool, and then we go to, you know,
Yeah.
trap.
Right.
And it's like Henny, and somebody just got hit over the head.
Henny
A bottle.
Yeah.
That's gonna make
Yeah, the chair just flew over.
Every
So
time-
once I noticed that, I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
You
so
give
like,
my
he in
butt
the
all
fight,
day.
like, was he drinking Henny? Yeah. Hey, well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
You just said something because a lot of people don't know about, you know, especially a lot of black people don't know about getting into that, being legal, being a harvest and,
Oh, yeah.
and all
I
that
was gonna
stuff.
say that.
Like, how did it happen for you?
It was really, like I said, we were having a lot of conversations, and what happened was me and Larry and his wife, we were sitting at dinner, and he was like, yeah, man, you gonna get up tomorrow, you gonna come pop the plants, and he was like, what you talking about? She was like, you can't touch the plants without a license. And then he was like, well, can't we go get one tomorrow? She was like, yeah.
That's
Next morning,
You just
how
went
it
in.
happened.
Next morning, went, you know, just like getting the passport. I went and got fingerprinted, went and
Yeah.
took my pictures, paid, it was like $200 or something like that. And that afternoon, I had my temporary license.
Yeah.
And the last time I went out there, maybe a month ago, got my card. I'm like,
So you still go out there and
no, see, my thing was,
That's just for growing, though.
that's for the growing.
But does a growing cover your smoking, like medicinal?
well, what it does is, and this is what I
you-
found out the last time I was out there.
good.
You actually get a discount on weed in the dispensaries if you
if you have a weed, if you're a grower.
If you're a grower.
Correct.
Wow.
But see, that's the only, like I said, that's the only way you can touch the plants. Like, other than that, like, you can go in the facility and, you know, get all, you know, put on your mask and your whole thing and you can look. But You can't touch the plants.
You can just do it for
Yeah,
IG
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
everybody else is doing.
right,
You
right.
stand next to the plant like,
yeah, so
yeah,
don't get
IG
sued.
like, yo.
Right. Yeah, you have to have a license
No,
for
The
that.
license for it. And so you go there and you go to, I guess, the town hall, pay $200, get your fingerprints, and you could
And
get
then you can
certified
become
to be.
certified, and now you can grow.
You can grow, and that, I mean, you know, that's my thing. Like anything I've done, being an artist, being a writer, producer, and record executive, whatever, I always come in from the ground level, and I want
right.
to know the whole thing. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
like it's cool being Nokio or whatever, but I ain't even want to walk around and I'm like, my name's Jameer.
Product
Like,
knowledge. Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey man, you look like you got from Jersey. Like, man, I don't even fuck with that.
Yeah.
So you're enjoying this part of your life
Yeah,
right
Yeah, I was
now.
about to
with
say,
it,
this
right?
looks
is
like
it.
you're like this
It's
is
a
you.
great
This
thing,
is,
though, man. It is,
and
and that's
grew
the
up,
thing.
yeah.
You know, it's like
That's dope.
I got in the business to be a record man. I didn't get in the business to be an artist. Like I wanted to be a part of the business. So it's like
Correct.
every business thing that I could be a part of. It's like, well, yeah, I could come in up here and then everybody be like, oh, he's Nokio. Like, nah, I want to come in.
Ground
What do you
level.
do? What do you do?
Right.
What's that over? How you mix that solution?
Right.
Cocoa soil instead of regular soil.
Yeah.
Okay, and how do I pop the plant?
That's
I gotta
great.
do it and do the. You know, you want to. You know. I always want to be able to, whatever level I reach, and you know, luckily being able to reach the top level of a lot of things, you're able to just speak to everybody like a person.
Educate them,
You know, it's
too,
like,
yeah.
oh, hold up, no, hold up. I used to take the trash out. We take it out like this. I used to sweep the floor. I used to
Right.
clean that. You know, everybody feels equal. You know, and then you own the knowledge as opposed to just being like, all right, well, that's my boy over there. Then I'm at the head of the game, and it was like, well, do you know what to do when the leaves turn yellow?
Right,
Yeah,
that part.
let me look it up real quick.
That
Or
part.
Google it.
Yeah.
Some THB? No? Okay, shut up. You
Yeah,
know what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
Like, you want to know what you're talking about, man.
Right.
Especially, you know, because it's still new for us. You know, it's like all of us are coming in on the ground floor of it. So you don't want to be, you know, you got these big conglomerates. You got like Budweiser and all these people
Yeah.
got acres
Coming,
and acres
yeah,
of land.
yeah.
And, you
Yeah.
know, and you don't want to end up in the meeting with somebody and you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, oh,
Agreed.
you might just go sell it on the corner.
You're just an
Exactly.
R&B artist. That's it, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, using
It's
your
like
name.
when people
Using
go
your
act-
name.
Right.
And they
Right.
acting like themselves
Yeah,
in the movie.
it's my
and
strength.
like,
Right.
That's really not acting, but okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Do you,
Now,
now,
do you,
go ahead.
No, okay. I was gonna say, do you have like a name, like crazy names for your?
Well, the first one we're doing is going to be the main one is called Nokiotic.
No chaotic? Okay, cool.
Is it what is it?
And what we going?
Is it a indigo? Is it a
I need you to
hybrid?
be
Sativa,
up, we need you to be
indoor,
up.
outdoor.
No, I don't want people falling asleep.
Right,
We're going to be up, and it's going to be
Sativa, nice
Yeah,
taste
nice
of
sativa.
nice tasting,
taste of sativa.
You know, nice, THC level, you know, but not knock you out.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Look, man,
okay.
look, I done had 99.9% crystalline THC. It looked like crystal meth.
Wow.
And you take
Damn.
a half a hit, and you come back next week.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
He said you come back next week.
That's what people say about my edibles.
it's
But
like,
okay.
nah, cause see,
No, I don't know.
Yeah, 99%.
I respect you. I respect you.
Yeah, 99%.
99.9. I forgot. I think I was in Michigan somewhere, and I walked in the dispensary, and I was like, "Do y'all sell this? Is it just for? No, you can have some."
Oh
I
wow.
was like, "What?" Shit was like $80 a gram or something.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh
fire.
yeah, that's
fire.
real.
I mean, like I'm talking about. You know, you take your little dab tool, hit the fire. Woo,
Oh yeah, that's
Here
it.
you go. Here you go.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing.
Oh yeah.
Is that the best market that to you that had the weed? For me, like I've been like Denver out of everybody.
Oh
like
yeah,
Denver,
Colorado.
Colorado,
I think
yeah.
Colorado, you get more of like a variety. Like Colorado was like the first place that like I had Snoop's edibles,
Right.
and, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Where like some of the other places you kind of just getting what's there, and then you got like your packs,
Yeah.
Right.
pods and stuff like that.
Right.
But Colorado is definitely I say one of the biggest. Colorado and like British Columbia.
British Columbia. Oh, because
Okay.
they were at Vancouver. They were legal before
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, Colorado's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
British
that.
Columbia was,
Yeah.
it was dope up there too.
Yeah.
I went to
It was either Cali or
few-
Colorado. People used to talk about it a lot.
But Canada was before, like they had on the west coast of that's was Vancouver, the west coast of Canada they had, And everybody in Cali was actually getting that
Getting
weed
it
coming
from
down
there,
there
yeah.
too. So Seattle had the purple and all that good because of the mountains and everything. So it was coming straight down that funnel down to Cali. And Cali finally got legal. And now it's just
And now they
spreading.
take,
The
yeah,
legs are
spreading its wings.
Just make sure that you don't give it to that guy over there with the Michael Jackson jacket on, man. Jack Thriller on some weed, bro?
No, Jack just need to be in the room, smell the weed.
That's it.
He just need to smell.
He don't even
right?
want to touch an edible.
He
He's
needs second, third hand.
Third hand contact.
You know what I'm saying? After somebody else breathing it.
Thank you to Jack Thriller, man. Appreciate
Oh,
you,
man,
man.
no,
He
I
brought you, man.
appreciate
Thank you for
you
bringing you
coming
through, man.
out.
I mean, Jack is the reason why I met Larry. You know,
Wow.
Okay,
Jack
dope. I love
Jack
this.
was already linked up with Larry, and he told him about us, and we went out, and did the
Great
did the
connects.
launch, and ever since then, it's just been like Jack is like my brother, man.
Chaotic.
it's dope,
Now
yeah.
it's
Like
no
we
chaotic.
came into knowing each other through the business. Well, automatically
And became
it was
great
like we was
friends.
brothers.
That's dope.
It's
Yeah.
like just talking
That's
about whatever
awesome.
life stuff, or ideas about stuff. He was the one that would push me. He was like, no, look, man, you gotta get out the house, man. Let these people know what's going on.
What's going on? That's
I'm
right.
I'm
That's
like,
right.
Yeah, that's right.
don't look at me. I'd like to go to Walmart.
Yeah, because
I just walked in here, I was like,
Nah, that's
that's
dope,
him. That's him right
because,
there. I didn't even know that was
you
him
know,
right there.
That's I tell people.
good to see you in another,
You can look on
light.
the internet
Yeah.
and you will never see two pictures of me that look alike over the years.
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's great. You
That's
are
why I was shocked. That's all
reinventing
that-
yourself and
Well, I mean,
not so much in that sense, but just
I
like
always wanted
growth.
to wait. I couldn't wait till I was older. Ever since I
Okay,
was
do
younger.
your
Not
own
that I was
thing.
like one of those people that was like rushing to be grown, but I knew that like I had phases to go through.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
right,
when I was
that's
young,
dope.
it was like I got in this business when I was 14. And like, man, I'm going to have all
Yeah,
the
Right,
fun.
yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
it.
I'm not the 50-year-old man in the club looking
Trying
like
to have
I'm
it
Yeah,
look
trying
like
to,
that,
with the
yeah.
Father's Day outfit on,
Yeah.
the Father's Day outfit.
Yeah, the dad face.
The whole
Yep.
sweatsuit
Yeah.
and the whole thing. That
Matching.
looked like
They're
matching, too. Head to toe.
The same color.
Like your kids dressed you blindly.
And they married to the aunties who come
know
to
what
see
I'm
you.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? We just like I wanted to be able to enjoy.
Yeah, the
every
different
level.
phases
Like,
of
I
life.
sit
That's-
down there and
that's
feel
good.
like the person you see now is the person I always saw myself as when
This
I
is
got
who you've always
past all
been.
of the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is you.
whatever. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
this is
thing.
who you've always been. Right.
And I'm good with it.
Just
I'm
embrace
good
me
with
too.
it.
I
You're
love
cool.
it.
You're cool.
I want to
You're
know
good
more about the
energy, bro.
strain and
Good
everything.
energy,
Yes,
man.
yes,
we gotta
absolutely.
like you gotta evolve, man, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like we're not vampires. Like people want you to look 20 for the rest of your life. Now that don't mean that you can't look refreshed, but I'm not gonna look like I like sleep in a formaldehyde tank or something.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Like cutting my face and make. Nah, man, we just grow, we learn. You mess yourself up, and then you understand why they tell you when you first just drink some water, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of water.
Yes.
I don't want no fucking water. Lord, can I have a case of water, please? I don't want nothing else. I don't want
Just
no
water.
juice.
Yes,
I want
yes.
nothing. Give me some
Just
water.
I want water. Yeah.
And don't give me no bullshit water. Give me some
Right.
water, good
I
water.
want water.
Water. Thank you, man. Nokio, appreciate
Yeah, it was
you.
great
man.
having
Thank
you,
for
man.
pulling up, man.
And,
Thank you
Yes,
very
yes.
much. Jack Thriller.
No chaotic.
That's right.
No
Watch
chaotic.
out for that no
No
chaotic.
chaotic.
Look,
No
and I just
chaotic.
found out we're going to have the flower, we're going to have dabs, we're going to have wax.
Yes,
You know,
and you
it's
can bring
like-
all of them to my monthly cannabis event. I
Hey,
do
let-
called
hey,
Two
let me
O's
know.
and
That's
Friends.
it. That would
I
be
do one every
perfect.
year. That's why I was saying I was next week. I'm sorry, we'll be celebrating the 1 year anniversary for my brand.
Okay, that's
yeah,
right.
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. I
Yes,
love. You
yeah.
know, it's like all of us just having a chance to like be a part of something that was for years.
Yes,
just like I'm
that we've been
happy.
indulging
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got something for you, matter of fact, bro.
Okay.
I got something
Okay.
for you right here. I'm gonna give you this one right
Yeah,
here.
that's
kid.
good. Yes,
This is-
give that to
and he
him.
probably don't even
Magical
need
butter
this
machine.
anyway.
Who knows?
This is a magical butter machine.
You can make it edibles and
Make your
stuff with
edibles,
it.
your oils.
This
Boom.
is Christmas.
Early
Just
That's-
talking about
serious?
what.
Oh, dope. See? Early Christmas gift.
Thank you.
Yes. No, please. Yes. Look,
That's
you can
it.
make some lotion.
You can do
got-
whatever,
make
cream,
butter,
whatever.
candy. I should bring him some edibles.
Don't even know.
Just make sure we get some.
I think, oh, no, for sure.
Look, I'm up here enough for everybody to get.
Good.
I will
We'll
have
stay
it.
connected,
Or
too.
listen what I'm
Great.
saying.
Great. I should have
That's
brought some
you,
edibles
baby.
for
That's
them.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
good, good. I hope you enjoy that.
We have some
Make some
macaroni
good
and
things.
cheese.
And some fried
Yeah,
chicken,
let's
some
go.
fried chicken. And
Everything.
Let's go.
Thank
that's
y'all
right.
so
Yes,
much.
yes. It was
Appreciate
a
you,
pleasure
man.
having you.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm a boss and they just